From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Andrea Lutz. We start this afternoon on the fire line and the Goose Fire south of Venice near Cliff Lake. It's led to the evacuation of several campgrounds, is creating hazy skies and leading to the closure of major national forest areas. Fire officials say high winds caused this fire to double in size. It now stands at over 3,300 acres. The fire is sweeping through an area of northwestern side of Cliff Lake. No structures are threatened, though, right now. Two fires are concerning firefighters near Wisdom. The Trail Creek fire is now at over 2,000 acres and the Alder Creek fire at about 300. Crews are trying to detect the fire and steer it away from structures, especially in the Wise River area where there are homes. The Peterson fire, burning 12 miles south of Melstone, is one of three fires burning in the MY complex fires. Officials say the terrain doesn't allow for crews to put equipment down and get effective hand lines in place. Recent evacuations, though, that were ordered are now lifted. And evacuation warnings are still in place for sections of Highway 12 near Lolo Pass as three fires are burning in the area. The fires, known as the Granite Pass Complex, include the Lolo Creek Fire, the BM Hill and Shotgun fires in the Powell Ranger District of Idaho. Together, the three fires have burned over 1,000 acres. The West Lolo Complex fires burning in Sanders and Mineral counties are threatening 20 structures. They've burned over 1,200 acres. There are 6 fires burning in all in this complex. All of these fires are under full suppression strategy by a Type 1 management team. The Balsinger fire near Nyhart has scorched 2,500 acres. That same area, the Ellis fire, is burning at about 950 acres. It's prompted pre-evacuation orders along the Smith River corridor. Lots of fires to get to in our state, and our Miller Robson is tracking the skies to see if the conditions will be favorable for firefighters.
Well, you know, we do have rain in the forecast. We always could use some rain depending on where it's going to hit. Not a whole lot of rain off of these storms that are pushing through right now. Let's talk about the smoke. You can see all around the state, northern parts of Wyoming, we've got light to moderate for most of the area, or most of the viewing area. Yeah, but Bozeman, that's where we see some of that heavier, denser fog, I should say, smoke. And unfortunately, it's going to linger all the way through this evening and tomorrow. Now, we do have some rain, as you can see, that's passing through right there in the central part of the state. We do have some thunderstorms mixed in there, White Sulphur Springs. We do have it north of Rygate. Just some rain from Great Falls over to Winnett right now. That's what we're dealing with. Again, not everybody's going to see the rain as we go along today, but the further we go into the state and off to our east, that's when we start to see that daytime heating. And there you can see where we have the opportunity of severe weather this afternoon through the evening. We'll tell you all about that and where it may hit with the main forecast coming up here in just a bit. Andrea.
All right, Miller, thanks so much. Montana's firefighting resources are being stretched thin with multiple fires and thousands of acres in size all across our state. In total, more than 200,000 acres have burned across Montana, northern Idaho, and North Dakota. This just at the start of one of the area's worst fire seasons. Fire leaders say they do have plans, though, to manage these big fires.
For example, if we had a red flag warning, we'll extend the staffing hours, and we'll also pre-position resources in areas where there has been lightning or there might be projected to be lightning, just to reduce response times and make sure that we have resources ready to move as quickly as possible when the starts are detected.
And those with the Montana DNRC estimate the fuel seen now would typically come several weeks later in the summer. For the Flathead fire danger, well, that was bumped up to very high. They're battling several fires in the Flathead National Forest, as MTN's Sean Wells explains.
Fire season is here. We're definitely being busy.
Flathead National Forest fire danger moved to very high on Monday due to a recent uptick in small wildfires in the region, including a 1-acre fire on Desert Mountain just northeast of Martin City that flared up Sunday night. Forest Service spokesman Toby Thompson says 3 fires have started in the region in the last 3 days.
We've had fireworks start. The Canyon Creek fire was probably a huckleberry picker. We've had several lightning strikes on the Flathead Forest.
Thompson says higher than normal temperatures and below average rainfall prompted the change to very high fire danger.
And our fuels are drying out, so if we get the start in the right spot, we could be seeing a large fire.
Thompson says he's concerned about the record number of visitors to northwest Montana this summer, leading to a possible increase in human-caused fires.
The fewer human starts that we get, the better. That takes a lot off of our plate. You know, we are busy with just the lightning strikes, so if people can just be careful with any kind of a campfire that they have.
Thompson asked those who see smoke or fire to call 911 immediately.
911 will get a hold of us through our dispatch, and that's the best thing to do.
In Hungry Horse, Sean Wells, MTN News.
And he also says that fire on Desert Mountain just north of Martin City started by lightning. It didn't flare up until about Sunday. All right, federal health officials are warning of an extremely rare but potentially dangerous side effect of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. The CDC received preliminary reports of 100 cases of people who developed Guillain-Barré syndrome after getting the single-dose shot. The autoimmune disorder affects the nerves and can lead to paralysis. The FDA says the benefits of the vaccine, though, far outweigh its potential risks. The 2022 race for Montana's new congressional seat is getting a bit more crowded as a third Democrat is entering the contest. Here's MTN's Mike Dennison.
Cora Newman, a health policy expert from Bozeman, is announcing this morning that she's launching her campaign for the district whose boundaries have yet to be drawn. The 46-year-old Newman ran briefly for U.S. Senate in 2020, but withdrew after Democratic Governor Steve Bullock got into that contest against Republican Senator Steve Daines. Newman is the founder of a group called We Are Montana, which has worked to get personal protective equipment and vaccines to parts of the state during the pandemic. Newman joins two other women already running as Democrats for the new congressional seat, State Representative Lori Bishop of Livingston and Missoula attorney Monica Tranell. The new district's boundaries won't be drawn until later this fall, but it's expected to cover western portions of Montana. Two Republicans also have said they're running for the seat, former State Senator Al Oseski of Kalispell and former Congressman and U.S. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
The controversy surrounding a proposed natural gas-fired power plant in Laurel continues. City leaders in Missoula and Bozeman want green energy a priority, and Missoula hopes to meet 100% clean electricity by 2030. Northwestern Energy says the price of clean energy is too high to force on consumers.
I would argue that at this particular moment in history, any proposal to build new fossil fuel resources deserves serious scrutiny. Sitting here in the middle of this heat wave, these are the kind of extreme conditions that scientists are telling us we're going to be experiencing more frequently and more intensely in the coming decades unless we get on this and do something about it.
Missoula and Bozeman officials acknowledge they can't achieve their clean energy goals without the help of Northwestern, but are willing to push hard to sway the company and regulators on the issue. All right, we have more ahead on today's new news, including some promising news for those not only looking for a job, but maybe even looking to switch careers. We have the story, and Miller is back up with a look at that statewide weather forecast.